In this video, I'm going to show you how to order a combination of white ink and foil stamping on colored stock with PrintsWell Fulfillment. They're my favorite printer for stationery, and this is a new feature that they offer, so let's dive in. All right, this one's kind of hard to see, but we're going to do foil in silver. They have 14 different colors at PrintsWell. If you haven't ever used PrintsWell before, tell them Laney sent you or use my link in the description, and you'll get $25 off your first order. So we've chosen silver foil for all of the text, and then I'm going to do some white ink printing for these pretty roses and florals around the edge, and then we're going to do it on an imperial blue paper. So how do you figure out what options are available and everything else? Let me show you. So if you're in PrintsWell's ordering system, you can just click Need Help, or this is also their main page of their website, and you'll see a lot of information about all their different services. So if you click Services, we'll go to Custom Foil Printing. And then this is going to give you all of the information about how to set up your files, which I'm going to walk you through, but just in case you need that step by step, it's all right here. Here are the different foil colors. We're going to go with that silver today. And then you can also look at their white ink printing guide to see how to set up your files for white ink. So when you download this guide, it's going to show you a few important things. The main thing for white ink is that it has to be in 100% key black, and that it's only available on these 4 stock colors as well as vellum. And that will be the same for your foil. It's only going to be available on these 4 stock colors. It won't be available on every single color of envelopes that they offer. They only have the stock in those 4 colors. So we'll use that imperial blue, which is kind of like a nice navy color today. And then you can see you can also match with other envelopes here in that imperial blue, but also in a few different additional colors. Now, when we're printing, we don't want to print like this, but we do want to save a version of this file, which is called a composite, to show the printers what it's going to look like. So I'll go ahead and save a version of this file, and we'll call it Katie and Matt Silver Composite. We'll save it as a PDF. And this one, it's not, you don't have to be too particular about marks, bleeds, etc., but we will in the future. So we'll just leave that alone for now. So now we want to set up our actual print files. First of all, we definitely have to delete this blue background because we don't want them to print the blue. We want it to be on blue paper. So we'll delete that, and it looks like all of our flowers went away, but I promise they didn't. So we'll change those to 100% K. So they are currently 0% everything. So we'll just add 100% K for black, and that's what we learned in the white ink printing setup download. Now for foil printing, we also need anything that's in foil to be in 100% K as well. And your fonts need to be outlined as well. That's something we've already done here. If you haven't done that, just select your fonts, go up to Type, and you'll select Create Outlines right here. Now when we're uploading for foil stamping, we need to have 3 different files. One of them we've already saved, which is the composite. That will just show the printers what you're expecting it to look like in case you do something wrong on the rest of your files. They'll have that ability to kind of see what you're expecting. The other 2 files that you need one for what's being digitally printed and one for what's being foil stamped. So in order to make sure we're not moving anything incorrectly, we're going to copy this artboard. So you can either press Alt and drag it over. I'm also going to hold down Shift so that I can't drag it out of line so it stays on the same level. You also can just copy and paste an entire artboard. So if you click C and then click V for paste, it will paste it. I prefer just to use the Alt because I love that. And then I can keep it on the same line right here. We don't want anything to move because if something moves on one, then it might print correctly when everything is combined. So in one of these files, we want only the digital print, which is the flowers. So we'll delete the text. And then on one of these files, we want only the foil print, which is the text. So we'll delete all of the flowers. So this is exactly how we set up normal foil stamping with PrintsWell, but it's just a little more complicated because we have to change the CMYK ink to white ink. And to do that, we have to make sure it's all 100% black, and it makes it look a little different. It makes your composite a little bit different from the print files. So it's just a little more complexity, but it's not that hard once you know what you're doing. So let's just remember file 1 is the white ink printing and file 2 is the foil. So if we go to save these, I'm going to save it as a PDF, and I'm starting with number 1, which is the white ink printing. So I'll write that, white ink printing. Click Save. If you have Illustrator default, typically what I do is uncheck this top option because it makes the file size a little smaller. And then you do want to add your bleeds. If your bleeds are in the file already, you may not have to do this, but they're not in the file already here. If you don't understand bleeds, please check out our other video on that. I'm not going to go super into it, but any design that goes off the edge of the paper needs to extend at least 1/8 of an inch on all sides. So our design definitely does that. Now we just need to make sure that that extra space saves into the file. So we're going to add 1/8 of an inch bleed on all sides when we save our PDF. PrintsWell requires that even if none of the design goes off the page. So we're going to do that for the foil side as well. Even though none of the foil goes off the page, we're still going to make sure we add those bleeds in. Since we already saved that, it should still be good to go, but it's always good to check there as well. So my files are good to go. I'll show you how to upload them to PrintsWell. So when you're in PrintsWell's ordering system, you can just click Start Order. And we are going to do a foil stamped flat card here. Our flat card is going to be A7 size. Where are you? Nope. A7. And we're going to select the paper that we want, which is the Imperial Blue. You can do your double thick or you can do single thick. I love that because a lot of places don't offer double thick in these colored paper options. And then this question is just about whether you want to print on the back. You cannot foil on the back, but you can print with white ink on the back. We'll just click no, just printing on the front. And we'll select our minimum quantity since this is just a sample. Here is where you can see white ink is already checked, so we know that the color is going to be printed in white ink. You might click on a color at some point where you have white ink or CMYK, and then you can choose. But on this dark blue paper, they only offer the white ink printing because it's so dark. So when we're uploading the front of the product, this is just like when you're ordering a regular printed product with them. So first and foremost, we want to do the white ink printing part. So let's click white ink printing, and we're going to upload this here. As a reminder, it says your design will print in all white ink. You can see this here, it looks great, ready to go. And now here's all the foil options. So the combined design preview is going to be our composite. That's what I mentioned. They're not actually going to print this design, but they like to have it just to see, make sure you're getting what you're expecting. So we're going to upload that. And then our foil design file is going to go right here. Foil, and the foil design file is only what's in foil, which is only the text here. Great. Select our foil color, which is silver in this particular case. And for the sake of the sample, I'm going to use a die that I've ordered before, which was Katie and Matt's. You can see their wedding was back in 2018. So I'll click yes. That means I don't have to pay for a new die. You can use the same die as many times as you want, and they'll keep it for you. However, it has to be the exact same die in the exact same placement. It can't be, you can't like move it or take parts of it, etc. So I'm going to click yes that I want to use a die, and then I'll see all the different options I have here. We'll select Katie and Matt, and then we will click next. After this, you can decide if you want to do any die cutting, hole drilling, angle corners. They don't do any die cutting on the foil stamp cards. And then you can decide if you want any envelopes. They have envelopes to match all those colors that they print on, and then they also have some additional envelopes as well. I'm not going to do any envelopes right now. And then we'll click next. You can review your entire order. So what we've got here is a 5x7 foil stamped card. The 40 just means printing on the front only. We have our Imperial Blue paper, the foil die Katie and Matt. Our foil color is silver. We have our quantity of 25. And then you can see we have our white ink printing upgrade. So once we add that to cart, we'll be able to see everything else that we have in our order. And I'm not going to show you down here because it's got my address, but you can see all of the potential rush printing options, shipping options. You can change the shipping address if you want to ship this elsewhere, etc. And then you can submit your order. I'm going to do an unboxing here to show you what these actually look like with the white ink printing, the silver foil on the dark blue paper. I am so excited about this new feature because it's just going to expand all the offerings that PrintsWell has. They used to only print on colored envelopes and not on colored paper. So I love that they're offering this now. And you don't have to always use the foil stamping. You can also just use the white ink on the colored paper as well. So let's submit this order and see how they come out. Okay, I got the package today with our foil and a white print. Let's see what's inside. Okay, I'm gonna open it. I'm going to take everything out and show it to the camera, and then I'll do some like panning, and kind of like while I'm talking, you can put some of those like pans over the screen and stuff. Now I'm going to restart the reels one, I guess. This might just have to be repeated 3 times in the reels. That's fine. Okay. Opening our package from PrintsWell. I always love that these come in like the same exact packaging because I always know it's a PrintsWell package. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, these turned out so cute. Oh my, wait, I wish this was like what we did for their actual invitations 5 years ago. And I don't do silver foil a lot, so these look so freaking amazing. How shiny is that? Oh my gosh, my light is really doing these justice. So it's super fun to have the white ink printing and the silver foil. And as a reminder, they have like 12 or 14 different foil colors on there. And you can do this on double thick colored paper, which is super cool. Love that combo here. Let me show you a close-up of that foil and that white ink printing. The white ink is so crisp and opaque. Finger test, it does not come off at all. Of course, the foil is so beautiful as always. Just love these. Okay, these came out so beautifully. Oh my God. I hope you're going to use that white ink and foil stamping combination. You also, of course, can just do the white ink or just do the foil on the colored stock. But I love that PrintsWell's offering this now. If you're new to them, tell them Laney sent you or use the link in the description and you'll get $25 off your first order. Thanks, everyone.